Thank goodness we're replacing the head gasket anyway. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, we are turboing the Rabbit. First things first though, these engines are 10-to-1 compression, and we need to turn that compression into 9-to-1. So, in order to do that, you need a head spacer. So, my head spacer isn't here yet, but I figured I might as well get ahead and take the head off of this before the head spacer gets here, which it's supposed to be here today. So, first things first, take off everything that's in the way. So, vacuum lines, ground connections, this intake manifold, if I hadn't said that already, throttle cable, MAF sensor wiring, probably have to, yep, you're gonna have to undo the spark plugs or spark wires. I'm just gonna start with these bolts right here. These are 6mm Allens. So I'm going to do that. Just got a notification that says my turbo's out for delivery too, so. And in the beginning there, you saw there was some sort of white foam on the oil cap. That, I'm assuming, is the head gasket. So, thank goodness we're doing this anyway. Before I take all these out, I'm going to take this throttle cable loose. Pretty tight. At least we know it was in there right. Okay, throttle cable detached. Let's see if the bolts are still on the back side here for the bracket. No, they are not. Okay, flathead. Vacuum line, so brake booster line. Brake booster line. Throttle cable. MAF sensor. I also got the coolant draining and just drain the oil, so got to do that. Make sure you remove the coolant from the lowest part of the car. So I did it right where the water pump is. There's a hose right behind the water pump. Just gotta Undo that. There's also a sensor, well, on my car, there's a sensor that connects to the throttle body. Gotta remove that. And there's also a sensor connected to the intake manifold. So, let's see, that one. Got this vacuum line right here. You need to remove that. And also one under the throttle body. Got that. Got that one. This thing won't need it anymore, hopefully. Got this one right here. See if I can get it. Got it. Oh. Made in Canada. Just set this aside. Okily dokily. Got this weird thing right here. I'm gonna be running a filter on this, so I don't have a hose that has to connect from here to, like, I don't know, the air box or whatever, cold air intake. Eventually do oil catch can. Let's see here. Remove the timing belt cover. Okily dokily. I'll be able to do more once the coolant is all drained, because I'm gonna have to disconnect this coolant connection that connects to your heater core. All this stuff right here is all connected to this bracket. Well, this connecting thingamajigger. So gotta wait till the coolant's all drained to do that. But in the meantime, let's take the valve cover off. Well, let's put it in top dead center first. So the best way I have learned how to find top dead center on these specific engines is you want to take the distributor cap off, and there's a line right there. Well, this lines up with that, and it's close enough, but you want that as close as possible. And then come over here, and that is the timing mark that lines up with that arrow. Now there are other marks on this, but you want to make sure that this is the mark that you're lining up with that arrow. Down here, do you see that little nipple right there? Well, that lines up with that little dot right there. And that's how I find top dead center. You also want to crank the engine from this down here rather than up top. It's just a lot easier. And yeah, that's it. Now let's take this timing belt. My bad. Let's take this timing belt off and see what else we can do. Now for the timing belt, in order to do this a lot better, you need a manual tensioner, which is one of these, and has a washer and a nut and a stud kit. And that replaces the spring-loaded or hydraulic-loaded tensioner that normally come on these cars. You're gonna want that tensioner in order to do this correctly. So, up next, we're gonna remove the exhaust manifold and get that out of the way. So, I'm going to do that now. So, this is where I'm at right now. The valve cover was a little hard to get off because there was a lot of silicone. Or RTV, same thing. So, did a little bit of sand mallet hitting there. I don't know if that's what that's called. Dead blow hammer. Yeah. Smacked it around a little bit. Taught her his boss. She came off. Dokily. Would you look at those? So I guess take the head off now. Let me see if I got the right socket. I bought one specifically for Volkswagens, but those kind of look different. So I'm gonna check that. So, got your 1/2-inch breaker bar. You're gonna work your way from the inside out, and then out, and then out again, and then out again. Okay, let's take this bad boy apart. Head bolt number 1. Not reusing these. That's not me reminding myself. Just letting you guys know I'm not. But I've heard of people doing. Not me saying you can't do it. I'm just saying I've heard of people doing it. I'm not too sure if that would be the correct move or not. Probably not. It's still a little tight. Spinny, 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 spinny. feel it getting looser. Not in a sexual way. I can just feel it getting looser. Man, it's gonna be sick. Follow your dreams. This is what you want to do. You should do it. I guess I can't say that yet because I haven't successfully done this, so. I'm going to successfully do this, okay guys? It's gonna happen. I'm gonna blow my own mind with this build. The plan for right now though is just to get this turbo on there and, you know, make her a runner. And then we'll build an engine on the side once I come up with more funds. But for right now, I only acquired the funds to get the stuff to turbo it. Okay. Now, I need to remove this MAF wire. How about this? I'll just get it to the point where we're about to pull the head off, and then I'll start recording again. Okay. The head is ready for the most part. See if we can take it on up out of here. This is a one-man band, so oh, fuck. It's not that heavy. I was just being dramatic, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna go move this. Okie dokie. Let's take a gander. Okay. What we're working with here. Looks pretty juicy. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the head gaskets and spacer. Now my turbo and manifold and other things should be here today as well. But in the meantime, let's go slap this baby on. Okay, so for the ARP head studs, it doesn't come with the torque specs. Your gasket will come with the torque specs, and it's recommended by ARP to follow manufacturing torque specs. So this is the order. Make sure to freeze your screen or screenshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the torque sequence. You're gonna do 40 Newton meters first. That in the order. $60 Newton meters the same way, in that order. 90-degree turn, so quarter turn, in that order. Then another 90-degree turn, in that order. See, now what I'm doing is just cleaning it with some cleaner there, some brake cleaner, and a sponge here. And that is working perfect. Now I just turned the engine over so that I could clean these as well. This is what we've got so far. Most important part is making sure your surface is clean. So using a straight blade and cleaning that off. Okay, so the head is clean. Time to install this baby. So I'm gonna put the head bolts in first. These have an Allen key, and this side doesn't, so you want that side up. Now in the instructions from ARP, it says to hand tighten these. So I hand tighten them as tight as I could get them. Now I'm going to slip the gaskets on. So it's one gasket. I want to be gentle. Boom! And then it's your spacer. Your other head gasket. Oh, yeah, that was good. Now, for the threads, it comes with fastener assembly lubricant. So that's what I'm going to put on the threads. Now that those are all lubricated, I'm going to slip the washers on. Okay. Got the hardware on there. Now time to torque them. Okay, 40. 40. Okay. Okay. Now we gotta go for the quarter turn in sequence. So how I'm gonna do it is line my breaker bar up this way and then come to right here, if I can. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna time lapse that. It's gonna take a while. I'm exhausted. Okay. Okay, the next one, another 90-degree in sequence. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if they'll stretch. Because right now, my breaker bar is not long enough. The only thing I'm breaking is my back. I'm gonna take a break. Okay, I just did the last 90-degree off camera. Had to use this bar off my car jack. But yeah, she's all torqued down. And I guess now we just gotta reassemble it. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay guys, I'm exhausted, freaking tired, but did it. It's all assembled. It's all ready for turbo now. So subscribe so you don't miss out on the turbo, okay? Because going big turbo, it's gonna be sick. Freaking ABA 8 valve Mark 1 Rabbit with a turbo. It's gonna be badass, okay? So don't miss out. My little dog's being crazy. And see ya on the next video.